Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Forever Stranded. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So, I was trying to record a time lapse for this. I did a bunch of building here and I was trying to record it. It wasn't working out very good. So, I guess until I can figure out what I'm doing with the stuff that I was trying to use, I guess we get to do the old-fashioned update videos. But we've got a couple of things that I think are pretty cool here. So first off, we've got the sandstone bricks from Quark that are making our path that it's going between these two blocks of the base. Now I did put the sandstone brick stairs from Quark along the edges of that. I kind of think that that looks nice. Now, one of the things that I had said in a comment to one of you guys was that my biggest concern is going to be variation from one building to the next. You know, I don't want every single building to look exactly the same. And so we can see on this one, we have 4 blocks between the pillars, and these are full blocks of birch planks in the background. Now on this one, we've got 5 blocks between the pillars, and then the birch planks are actually sidings set back in a little bit. And I think that makes a pretty nice variation between these two. Now it does cause a little bit of problems in getting bits to line up. So one of the things that I want to do is to have bridgeways that go across every once in a while for the connection of the base. Now obviously this is just quickly thrown in there, but what we can see is it lines up perfectly with the oak portions of this one, but it's off by 1 block over here. So we have a couple of options there. We can either leave it the way that it is and try to make this kind of a little bit different in order to match that, or we could try to put it at, well, a little bit of an angle to go between them. I don't know. That is not what I am really concerned about today. So what I really want to do today is get some buildings set up to start getting some of our various ore processing bits that we have taken care of into here. So we're going to need a spot for the Tinker's Smeltery, we're going to need a spot for our water production, and we're probably going to need a few other bits in here too. But we've got a decent amount of space here, and this is only going to get bigger from here. Now I did expand out the fence, the perimeter fence, by quite a bit, and we're going to have to expand it even further. So yeah, that is definitely a thing. Now one of the things that I want to do here is to have just a small setback of the building here. So we're going to have a small amount of space on both sides of this, and so the upper portions of the building are not going to line up with anything down below. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's the way that it goes. Now in some places we will end up with larger spaces just by the virtue of the design of the buildings. I am going to be making the buildings and then trying to get all of the things to fit into it. Now I do know that there are certain places that are going to have to be bigger than others, like for instance where the smeltery is going to go is going to have to be considerably taller than what we have normally, because if we look here, we only have 4 blocks here. Well, 4 blocks is not going to provide a very large smeltery. So we're definitely going to have to go considerably larger than that on whichever portion we decide to put the smeltery in, and it may be something that it's got 2 floors in 1 room. I don't know. We'll see what we do as we get further along. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start laying out some of the upper portions here. Now this building, unlike that one over there, is going to have 5 blocks between the pillars on top too, 4 blocks over there. So we will have the windows split into 2 smaller windows. So yeah, just small variations to make things look a little more interesting. And I have tested this in my creative world, and it definitely looks a lot better having just a small amount of variation between the builds. So, yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of this figured out, and I will be back. So I am having to expand out the perimeter fence even further, but it's given me a chance to think about what it is that we want the surrounding area for the base to look like. Obviously, we have this style of building. I don't even know what to call this for sure, but the big question is, how do we want it integrated into the environment? Do we want to just have it like this with sand coming right up against the buildings? Do we want to have kind of a lush area like this is an oasis, and that's why the city was built here? Or potentially we could go with just having certain little areas that have been cultivated and painstakingly watered, and the rest of it is just surrounded by desert. I kind of want to hear what you guys think on that, because that could greatly influence how some of the base looks. But yeah, so pushing out even further because we need to come further over. So one of the things that I am thinking of doing here, so this little area that I have built so far, and I need to get cooled down, but I basically want this area to be for water production. So my thought is that on the roof, we will put our cactus farm, and then down below we will have our forestry squeezer making our water. Now, next to it, I want to have the building go up again and have more height involved. But I feel like having multiple areas coming off of this one entrance is probably going to work. So yeah, in order to do that, I have to make the area bigger because I need to be able to take this and expand it out that way. But that's also going to give me the chance to fix this hole that I made right at the beginning to collect sand. And yeah, we have tons of sand available now. So, I think I'm also going to push further out this way as well while I'm at it. We don't have a lot of daylight left, so I got to try to make this as quick as I can. So, I'll be back in a little bit. So, credit where credit is due. Once again, Freddy coming through with a great idea, which is we don't need power all the time for our water system. Use the photovoltaic cells. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be setting these up on top of the area up here. And I don't know, that might work just as well, because so what we don't really want is the solar cells to be obstructing things. So we could very easily put them here and then run the cabling underneath. And I think that would be a good idea. We can come up through the floor to power everything. And we have plenty of room underneath. And actually, I'm kind of running out of edge here. But we've got plenty of room underneath to run cabling. And that's what all of that was for in the first place. Now, the other thing is, well, after I get cooled down here, I went to start placing the SNAD in to have our cactus grow faster. And unfortunately, SNAD is a gravity-affected block. So in order to deal with that, I did have to find a way to hold it up. And I think that using birch trapdoors just looks absolutely amazing. The birch, it has a color that goes very well with sandstone. So I think that works good. The other option would have been spruce to match the floor, but the spruce has this ring on it, and I don't really like that. Aside from that, the other ones, none of them were really going to work. But if we head up on top of here, we should now be able to, if I can get up there, we should now be able to start actually setting up our cactus farm once more. So if we grab our snad, we can now place this on top of the trapdoors and nothing will fall. Now we can get 3 wide at our maximum, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. So we're gonna have 15 plus an additional 8, right? Yeah, 15 plus an additional 8. So we'll have 23 cactus growing up here, and I think that'll be a great deal plenty. Now, in order to make this a little bit better for everything else, we are going to take this section, which already has a wall underneath it, remove it, and go ahead and extend this all the way across, because this is always one place that I kind of struggle on these, is how am I going to do the corners and such. But so this will allow us to enclose this area, and we can put a fence across here, and that will kind of separate it from everything else. Now this is a bit ridiculous. I am in a water puddle next to a cooling coil in the middle of the day, and I can't get below a pale orange. I mean, I get hot so fast right now, it's not even funny. Well, I guess, thank God we have cooling coils around. But, yeah, I guess that's the way that it goes. So, there's a couple of things that I have found out. Went over to my creative world, do a little testing, and found a couple of things. So, first off, I decided that I was going to put the solar cells here like this. This will allow us to expand a little if we need to, but also it completely hides the energy conduits or the flux ducts underneath. So that is great in and of itself. But now another thing that I have found is these integrated dynamics batteries are able to accept and release power on the same conduit. So all that we need to do is get power to this block, and we can have our flux ducts come up underneath it. Now, I don't know if we really want to, you know what, instead of doing that, I think what we're going to do, we will go ahead and put this here. I think this will work a little better. So we will go ahead and pick this guy back up and put it right here. So it's at a little bit better height. Then we're going to place our leadstone flux ducts underneath. And another thing that I have done, I did go ahead and set a whitelist on our range collector because it was picking up all of my blocks down here. It was actually rather annoying. But we can then surround this conduit with some of the trapdoors, the birch trapdoors. And so now our power can flow in there, and then all that we have to do is bring it over here, and this will allow our squeezer to make all of our stuff. So we're just going to connect that up, and we have all the power we could ever need in the squeezer now. Now, I know we don't have micro blocks in this, but we do have covers. So I am curious to see, the thermodynamics covers. So we need a structural duct for that. Tin ingots and lead ingots. Okay, so actually we could do that also up above. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I am going to go ahead and just put the trapdoors around it for now, which, speaking of which, I need to grab those. So I think we're just going to use the birch trapdoors, and we are going to place these around it like this. Now I think that's nice because it does give a little bit of depth to the area, and then also this now kind of stands out, which is important. We want to see how much power we have here. Now, so this thing has all of its power. If we go ahead and take our transfer node, this I don't really like. So we put our transfer node there. We could also put it underneath, and see, already I'm about ready to start taking damage from heat. But we can see we've got plenty of stuff going on here now. So yeah, this is part of the places that I'm going to need the covers though, because I don't think that's going to work any other way. I guess we could go like that. I don't know. I don't really like that, but this room does have what we need, and we can see that this is sending energy out. So that's perfect. So I think what we're going to do is actually take a look at some of our quests again, because I did notice that we now have the technological revolution opened up. So this will start getting us into a lot of our machines, and you can see, yes, applied energistics too. I don't know if we're going to get to that immediately, but we can definitely do this. Basics down. So moving on, you may have managed to get this far with maybe a few hiccups along the way. Now this is the time to start the technology that may save your life for the long run. Let's see if you can craft the basic tech items. So we need to make a basic capacitor, a redstone servo, which we have already done, a light engineering block, and a tin wire connector. So let's go ahead and see what we've got on that, and that was kind of strange. So we need the, well, let's do the light engineering block first. So this just requires some iron, some copper, and some iron mechanical components, which is, again, more iron and copper. So let's go ahead and drop off this lead, and we need a bunch of iron and copper. So let's grab that, unpack a little of this. There we go. So start out by making these, and we need 2 of them. All right, and then light engineering block. We get 2 of those. Okay, the next thing that we need is a basic capacitor. So this is actually a really easy thing. So let's go ahead and look at the basic capacitor, which is right here. So a little bit of copper, some gold nuggets, and some redstone. So we'll grab a gold and some redstone, unpack that, and we should be able to make this no problem. So there's that one. And then finally we need the tin connector. And so this is going to require some rubber. So we do not have this yet, but we do have the ability to get the, so if we look at the rubber sapling can be gotten by sieving soul sand in a diamond mesh. Now we have that available. So let's see here. Where did I put my soul sand? Right there. So let's just see if we can get one of these. So we will make, can we make compressed soul sand? Yes, we can. Nice. Okay, let's see if we can get ourselves a rubber sapling. So, lots of quartz, which is actually going to be very important for us. So, let's just see. We haven't gotten any yet. Lots of quartz, though. So, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to set up the atomic reconstructor again, and I think we are also going to go ahead and grab these 2 generators and set them up outside. And I'm going to convert a whole bunch of sand into soul sand, run that through the sieve, and I'll just go ahead and plant a rubber tree out here and get some rubber. Now, we should be doing pretty good as far as power is concerned there, so yeah, I will get this done, and I will see you guys in a bit. Well, it only took a couple more for this to work. So now what we're going to do is we are going to grab all of the leaves off of these trees so that we can get a lot more saplings. And we have exposed one little bit of rubber there. So we have 11 more trees. That is very nice. So let's go ahead and grow this one. That was not what I wanted to do. But let's go ahead and grow this second tree now. And we'll see if we can potentially get any more rubber bits off of this one, because we do need a couple of bits of rubber. And if we can't get one off of this, then I guess we will just replant. Yeah, this... Oh, there's 2 of them on there. Okay, perfect. So now, to harvest the rubber, this is where things start to get into the techie stuff. So we need to grab, I think it's 5 bits of planks, and we need, I think it's like this. Yes, the tree tap. So if we come over, oh, there's one on the bottom. Okay, so there we go. Sticky situation. Oh, did we get 2? Oh, wow. We get a bunch from that. Okay. So there we go. We got 8. So let's go ahead and I believe we just throw these in the furnace, right? Yes, we throw them in the furnace. That's going to give us our rubber, and we need 4 for the... Well, that'll work perfect. But we need 4 to be able to make our tin connector. So the other thing that we needed, we look at the tin connector, I believe, was just 3 ingots of tin, right? Yes, so we'll go ahead and grab our 3 ingots of tin. God, this tin is ugly. And we'll drop off some of this stuff. Inventory's getting pretty full of junk. It happens. So we have everything that we need to make that, and this should be able to then complete our quest. Yes, basics down. So this is item placeholders. That's not good. Super crafting frames. Oh, it's a choice reward. Good. So, yeah, we're just going to take the loot chest. Very much. We are going to take the loot chest. Let's go ahead and get into the cool. See what we get? 2 dispensers. No, that's not good. I mean, we do have uses for dispensers at least, but they're not very many. It looks like they're both railcraft related. So, yeah. So let's see what we've got next. So next up we have alloys and crushing. And crushing. And crushing. Alright, some dust will require you to crush them down into dust form. What? Some dust will require you to crush them down into dust form. Other items, you may need to combine them. They can be all done with 2 simple machines. So we need a sag mill and an alloy smelter. So I don't really want to do a lot with Ender IO, but we're going to have to in order to do this. So let's take a look at Ender IO, Enderio. Alright, so we need the alloy smelter, which is going to take a machine chassis, and the rest of this is just iron and cobble. And then the other one is the sag mill. Now, where is the sag mill? Probably right in front of my face. Right there. So, again, machine chassis, flint, iron, and a piston. So the machine chassis, we just need these basic capacitors. So we should have everything that we need. Oh, we're going to need to make more iron bars. Well, that's fine. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit of iron there, and I think we should actually have everything we need. But this is where these forestry tables are going to come in really handy. So we need to set up the basic capacitor. So we'll set that in there, and we'll throw a bunch of this stuff in there. And so now we can make basic capacitors without any problem. Now, one thing, this is supposed to remember the last 9 recipes. Unfortunately, it doesn't do it the first time, but it will pull it back in later. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit more gold. We'll throw some more golden nuggets in there. So a few things that we need there. Nope, that is not the right one, though. This one. So a few other things that we need. We do need to get the iron bars. I'm not going to set up a recipe for that one. We're just going to go ahead and do this a couple of times. And we'll have more than a stack of iron bars. And so now we need our iron, and I think that should be good. So now the alloy smelter machine chassis, we will go ahead and set this up. We'll make a couple of those. And like I said, that recipe will save when we exit the table and come back in. So now the alloy smelter, we are going to need some furnaces. So we do have plenty of cobblestone, and we'll just make up some furnaces. And we'll make up a bunch of those because why not? The other thing that we need is some flint. So where did I put flint? In here. We don't have a lot of that because we don't get a lot of it. And I keep going to the wrong table. All right, flint and furnaces. So now the alloy smelter. What are we missing? Cauldron. Okay, so let's go ahead and make up a cauldron. And then the alloy smelter. So there's that. And then finally the sag mill. Where did that go? Right here. Nope, we need a piston first. So we'll go ahead and get that. We need cobblestone. Oh, but yeah, these definitely help. So that is not the right one. Piston. What are we missing? Planks. Man, we just cannot seem to get everything that we need in here. All right, so piston, and then finally the sag mill. There we go. So there's both of those, and that's going to give us a choice of vibrant alloy nuggets, energy conduits, or a basic capacitor. Now the basic capacitor is so simple, I can't hardly believe that I would take it. The energy conduit is a little bit worse right now because we do need redstone for that to make the redstone alloy. And we need silicon. So the refined storage silicon can be made by running nether quartz through a furnace. The ender IO silicon can be made by running sand through a sag mill. So that may be what we have to do, and that is compressed sand. I do like the fact that we can run the excompressum sand through there. But so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig this sand back up, and you know, I think we're going to try something here. So one of the things as I was just kind of perusing through the list of items here was the drill from Actually Additions. And now this does take a bunch with the diamantine crystal and inori crystal, but we have everything that we need for this. Man, we need a lot of inori crystal. So I'm going to have to dig all this up because right now our atomic reconstructor is covered. Well, I guess it is what it is. But I would like to try that out and see what it's like around here. I know it needs power, so that could be a problem. Yeah, we probably won't be able to do that just yet. If we look at Actually Additions, is there some way that we could power this from Actually Additions? Obviously, we could make a capacitor bank, but I want to try other mods. Now there is this energizer, and I'm assuming charges items that hold RF using its energy supply. Yep. So we would have to make an energizer. There is definitely some merit to this, but I don't think we have enough supplies to do it just yet. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait on that, but we do now have an alloy smelter and a sag mill. Now, of course, we do not have everything that we need for this, but we will go ahead and place the sag mill down here now. And then we can take our sand and compress that. And this will allow us to then get, and I think we want to put some flint in there to up our speed and ability to do things. So let's throw the flint in there as a catalyst, basically. And this will start running through. We need a capacitor. You know what? Let's go ahead and make a capacitor. And man, I am going to keep going to the wrong table. So let's just look up capacitor. Because I think we're going to want to go at least to a double, and no, we can't because the energetic alloy. All right, well, we can at least make a capacitor, and this is going to slightly improve the performance of this sag mill. So now okay, so it's using 20 RF. It will store 100,000. If we take that out, it is the same. So it must go faster then? Can I not put you in? I'm very confused. Well, you know what? I didn't even need to do that. We have, over here, a whole bunch of these. So let's just look here. We have planting, premium hot wonder. Don't know what that does. Good hiding, good crafting, good clean cut, premium hunger. I don't know. Nice hiding, nice hunger, simply insatiable, good. I don't know what this hiding means. By the power of Ender Skull, I have the enhanced insatiable, good, hot, enhancing, smelting, premium, clean out, cut, enhanced capacitor. That sounds like it would be good for the alloy smelter. So, yeah, another good smelting. Enhanced crush. All right, let's see what we get out of these. So if we go in here, we have the enhanced crushed. Holy wow. Holy wow. Yeah, that is definitely a holy wow. All right, well, let's just run that real quick and see what that will do. I mean, power is going to be the problem with this. Okay, so if we throw in our compressed sand, this should go, yeah, it's going pretty fast now. But it's also going to be draining the power rather quickly. But yeah, that's actually doing pretty darn good. So yeah, we're getting a lot of silicon out of that. And that's going to allow us to get into refined storage if we so choose. And a lot of stuff in Ender IO. Now, in order to do applied energistics, we do need the applied energistics silicon. We cannot use the Ender IO for that, which is very unfortunate. No, we can. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, we just opened up a huge area of stuff. So the other thing that we can do with this, we can place our chest back down, and we can throw, well, I'm not even going to bother putting the chest back down, but we can throw compressed cobble into this now, and I think we can even throw double compressed cobble. So if we look up double compressed cobble, no, we cannot run that through, but, or no, that's wrong. We can run that through, and we will run the chances of getting quite a bit of double compressed gravel as well as compressed sand and flint at a 95% chance, which is good because we need that flint to be able to continue to use in here. So yeah, this is going to use a lot of power. We are only producing 80 right now, and this thing is using 105. So yeah, we've got to get more power production. So I think we're going to focus on power production in the next episode, because obviously we are getting to the point of where power is something that we need. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you would like to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye.